I love playing chess, but I don't really have anyone to play with. Now, I could just play online, but that doesn't feel the same. So I built this, a self-playing chessboard. From the very start, I knew I wanted to split this project into 3 parts: movement, detection, and code. Pretty early on, I figured out that using magnets was the best way to go about moving the pieces. While it did cause some problems later on, the magnets remained to be the simplest and best way to move the pieces around. For detection, I was originally going to use these 2 little guys. This is a Hall effect sensor. It detects magnetic fields, and so it would help me detect my magnetic pieces. This is a GPIO expander. It would actually allow me to use all 64 of these with my Raspberry Pi. With all of that already planned, the empty Python file was staring at me from the corner, but I decided to leave all the code for future me to worry about. I designed and 3D printed all of the parts for the movement off camera, and all that was left to do was to assemble it all. To move the pieces, I decided to use a CoreXY system. It is beneficial because it allows me to move the magnet to any point on the 2-dimensional plane with just 2 stationary motors. At this point, all that was really left was the programming. So in order to procrastinate writing the code, I designed a PCB to manage all the wires and make them easier to work with. Soldering the PCB was surprisingly fun, and while I had to redesign and reorder the PCB twice, it ended up working perfectly fine. I then 3D printed a case to hold the PCB and the Raspberry Pi, and then proceeded to connect all the wires, leaving me with this. And now for the detection. This is the piece detection, or at least what was supposed to be the piece detection. See, I spent hours soldering each and every one of these Hall effect sensors, as well as these, only for it to not work. See, there were 2 problems with this. The first one being, when I actually took a piece of wood and my magnetic piece, the wood ended up being too thick and was blocking the magnetic field, so the Hall effect sensors just could not pick up on the piece. The second problem was the fact that I have never worked with these before. I tried everything and it just would not work. So I had to switch to a simpler solution, which was this little microphone. I would say the moves out loud, turn them to text, and that's how I would make my moves. There's not much to the code, but I'll still quickly summarize it. The motor movement and the move files control the motors, which in turn move the pieces. The API and speech file communicates with lichess and turns my verbal moves into text. And then of course there's the main control file, which communicates with all the other files and actually makes this code run. With all of that done, this is what I was left with. E2, E4. All that was left to do now was to actually put a chessboard on top. And this is the final product, E2, E4. After almost 2 years of designing, building, and testing, this is what I accomplished. If you liked this video, consider liking, and if you would like to see more in the future, consider subscribing. Pass. G1, F3. 5